everyone, welcome to another Alexandria Lakes area fishing report. Got a little bit of a rainstorm coming through, but that's okay. It's going to pass and we're going to go fishing. Hey, the Labor Day weekend bite in the Alexandria Lakes area should be good. The walleyes had a little bit of a lull, but with the weather starting to cool down, we're headed towards fall, they're going back on the bite. I'm targeting two different kinds of structure. Number one is a deep weed line bite, that edge of the weeds where they stop growing like we've talked about in the past. Now what I like to do is I like to search for fish using my depth finder, but weed edge fish sometimes they're right up tight to those edges, so you got to fish for them to actually find them. So what I do is I use a presentation that fishes quickly, a bottom bouncer and a spinner, or I really like what I call my plain rig, a bottom bouncer, a plain snell, and a night crawler we've talked about in the past. But get on those weed edges, look for points and turns, and stay on the move until you find one, because once you find one, usually there's a school of them. The other walleye bite that's good and will get better is a deep structure bite. Sunken islands, sunken humps out away from the shorelines in the main lake are starting to hold fish in good numbers as well, and that bottom bouncer plain rig works out there as well. So the walleye bite is starting to go. If you like chasing bass, get out on those deep weed lines as well. There's a bunch of lakes in the Alexandria area that have really good fish populations of bass, northern pike, and walleyes, and when you get out on those weed lines, you can catch them. We talked about in the past throwing a swim bait. That's a good way to find them, but once you find them, I like to slow up, particularly when bass are my target, and use what's called a jig worm, or what's now becoming really popular, a Ned rig, which we'll talk about more next week. But again, the weed line for walleyes, but the weed line for the bass is a proven pattern that's really putting a bunch of different species of fish in the boat right now. So the Alexandria Lakes area, Labor Day weekend, the bite is on. Get out and enjoy. Hey, we'll see you on the water.